All right, now all indications are that we could soon see the lifting of remaining COVID-19 regulations. The National Coronavirus Command Council is meeting today, and the mask-wearing mandate is expected to be up for discussion. A leaked memo that the Health Minister sent to MEC suggests the country has exited the fifth COVID-19 wave and government should consider ending restrictions. The eNCA's Heidi Giokos is in Johannesburg and joins us this morning. Good morning, Heidi. So this is the clear talking point. Everybody's talking about possibly this being the end of masks. What exactly is happening?
So what we do understand, Mfundo, is that there are talks that we could possibly do away with mask wearing indoors and at public gatherings and events. We do know that in early May, we do understand that mask wearing for outdoors was done away with because the COVID-19 regulations fall now under the National Health Act, and we do understand that the National Health Department is in control of any COVID-19 regulations now that the state of the disaster has been done away with. So what we do understand is that the National Department of Health is currently looking at the COVID-19 regulations, trying to relook at that, trying to amend it. So the reason for this is because there were many concerns that the fifth wave was going to be rather concerning and there would be an increase of COVID-19 infections. But that wasn't the case. We do know that the sub-variants of the Omicron variant were not as severe as many predicted. It has a lot to do with the fact that the variants aren't as severe and as strong as previous variants, but also because of high vaccine numbers that we have been seeing and people getting vaccinated. So government, of course, would have to relook at that. Mask wearing has been in place since 2020. People are tired of this. People are saying, what's the point of wearing masks because COVID-19 infections are very low? And it seems as though health experts are saying the very same thing, saying that there's no point of wearing masks because our COVID-19 infections are a lot less. The limitations on public gatherings should not be in place because our fifth wave wasn't as severe as many had predicted. Let's listen to perhaps what one health expert had to say with regards to mask wearing and how this should possibly be done away with, especially indoors, because there is no point anymore because our COVID-19 infections are very low. Let's listen in.
Abandoning the mask wearing regulations would be in line with the data we're currently receiving. It's not clear to what extent the masks are effective in the first instance, so there is that to consider, particularly given that most South Africans are wearing ordinary cloth masks and often multiple use without washing. So there is an effectiveness issue to consider as well. But obviously, you know, the main issue with mask wearing is that it's inconvenient and unpleasant, and people are tired of wearing masks. And if they were making a big difference, and if you know the rate of daily new infections was very high, then mask wearing would make sense if they were effective. But you know, right now the fifth wave has come to an end. It never really peaked at a massively high level, at least not in comparison to previous waves. And so ending the mask regulation does seem like a sensible move by government, in my opinion. You know, you've got to look at it in broader terms. You've got to look at the social and economic consequences of these remaining lockdown regulations. And I think, given where we are in the epidemic curve, it does make sense to start easing these off.
Now, Heidi, I'm not sure if you've been able to speak to just ordinary citizens to get their sentiments around the possibility of no longer wearing the masks indoors. What has been the general sentiment?
Yes, certainly. We've spoken to a number of people out here on the streets of Johannesburg, and they've indicated that they don't see the point of wearing masks anymore, whether it's indoors or outdoors or at public gatherings and events. Many have indicated that because COVID-19 infections are so low, some have even forgotten that there's a COVID-19 pandemic because of how low infection rate is, and because people have been given an option to get vaccinated, which we do know has proven time again that it could and it does save lives and prevent from severe COVID-19 infection. So many are saying there's no point, government should just do away with mask wearing. It's also become a costly thing in Mfundo, and I think many people sometimes forget about constantly having to buy boxes of masks or having to constantly rewash and reuse your cloth masks. So many are saying, what's the point? Let's just do away with it. Some have also indicated the fact that they will still wear masks indoors because they want to protect themselves and their loved ones, and because COVID-19 has been proven to be so unpredictable and variants have constantly been changing and evolving and emerging. Many say that they would rather be safe than sorry. So I think some people will rather be very cautious, and some are saying, let's just do away with mask wearing, there's no point, and let's just be able to see everybody's faces now, because we have been wearing masks since 2020. So let's see what comes about from this eNCC meeting that we do understand could possibly be taking place today or tomorrow. So in the next 48 hours we could possibly get a response from the Department of National Health, or we could be seeing President Cyril Ramaphosa coming out and saying this is the new way, we don't have to be wearing masks, or we're still going to be sticking with masks indoors and at public gatherings and events, but also the limitation of number of people at public events and gatherings.
All right, we'll await that information. Thank you very much, Heidi, for that update. That's reporter Heidi Giokos.